Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at some of the pickups that I've got from freeze-dried wholesalers this month, and I'm going to do some cooking for you. We're going to be making some cheese tortellini with Alfredo sauce chicken and some broccoli. So let's check all this out. You know, one of the reasons I do these videos is because I want you guys to see how much stuff freeze-dried wholesalers actually has. The wide variety and range of items that you can put away for a good 10 to 25 years depending on the product, that are freeze-dried and safe for storage and can feed you when times are tough. So that's one of the reasons I show what I get every month from them, because I think it helps people kind of go, oh wow, I never knew they had shrimp, say, or corn or whatever. And it shows you the wide variety as well as giving you some ideas. Now, what we're making today is very, very basic. It's just going to be some chicken and cheese tortellini with broccoli. Very, very simple, you know, a little Alfredo sauce, very, very simple. And I will be using not freeze-dried Alfredo sauce. This is the stuff that I store in my pantry. It's from Smith's. It's the Organics Classic Alfredo. It's in a glass jar, lasts a good long time. I'm sure the Best Buy says, you know, something like next year. Yeah. Oh no, what does it say? Wow, 29. June 13th, 29. Normally things are like Best Buy a year out. However, I've eaten this stuff 10, 15 years past its Best Buy date in different varieties of it in glass jars, and it's perfectly fine. As long as this isn't popping up and down, you're good. So that's what we're going to be using to cook. But I really wanted to get into what I got just to show you some stuff. Now, I did pick up freeze-dried corn, of course. We mentioned that before. And this is just blanched in boiling water and then freeze-dried. Very, very simple item. We got some freeze-dried shrimp, because that was really, really good when I made stuff with it. Again, the freeze-dried cheese tortellini. We are going to be using freeze-dried cheese tortellini, but I don't want to open that bag, so I already have an open bag of it over on the side. We have some freeze-dried hash browns, because I was running out of those. Okay. Some freeze-dried chicken breast. This is uncooked chicken breast. So you hydrate this, you stick it in water, you wait about 10 to 15 minutes, and it is just like raw chicken. And you just throw it on your grill or however you want to cook it. I do tell folks when you hydrate raw food and you're going to cook it, to kind of pat it dry a little bit, because all that moisture will get in there and kind of hang out, and you'll end up poaching the item instead of cooking the item, especially when grilling. So got that too. Next up, we are going to be using this today. This is the freeze-dried ground chicken. I do use this regularly as well as store it. So we are going to be using this. This is just crumbled up chicken. We're going to toss in our Alfredo. In the back there, you'll see the broccoli. Okay, we have the freeze-dried broccoli florets. We're going to chop those up a little bit smaller and toss it in with our food. And we've got the stir-fry veggie blend. This is a very popular item. I've noticed that. That's why I picked it up, because I kind of like the fact that I have that variety. And I've got all this stuff in one bag. I don't have to mix it together to make a stir-fry mix. I've got it. All right. Let's see. Next up, penny pasta. Definitely running low on penny pasta. Freeze-dried cheddar jack cheese. And lastly, let me put this bag down here so I can get over there. Lastly, we have freeze-dried Swiss cheese on the end. So that's just some of the stuff I picked up. I don't want to spend too much time going into the weeds on it. For the cheeses, how I hydrate them really quick, I usually stick them in a Ziploc bag, toss some water in there with my hand, you know, just enough to get everything wet, and I put it in the fridge for about 2 or 3 hours. And then you come back and you've got it just like it is in the store. It's moist, it's soft, it's ready to be used, and it's not overly watery. If it does get overly watery, you can always drain, and I often do drain when I'm hydrating stuff. Once I'm done, I put it through a strainer, you know. But we're going to get this going. I'm going to set up the stove, and we're going to make ourselves a easy dinner or lunch type meal out of some freeze-dried wholesalers food. And I'll show you how simple this is to do. So let's get started. All right, so the first order of business, of course, is to hydrate your food. Now, we're doing this as a single portion. Again, that's the nice thing about this stuff. You can take a bag and portion it out, vacuum seal it, and make your own freeze-dried MREs. I mean, you know, they're not really ready to eat. You do have to hydrate them, but you get the point. You can make your own camp meals. Let's just put it like that. So I'm just going to take a handful of this, maybe 2 handfuls, because that's a little bit small. Okay. And we're going to dump some water in that. Now, for these, hydration is fairly fast. They say to remove oxygen absorbers, let stand until hydrated, drain excess water, and serve like you would any other tortellini. Again, these are fully cooked, so you don't have to cook them. I will warm them up as I do this. After I dump the chicken in and warm that up with the seasonings and everything else I want in it, I'll toss that in there and mix it all around. But that's later on. First thing we're going to do is dump some water in there. And you do want to stir this stuff around a little bit. I'm using my hands because I'm the only one going to be eating this, but you want to just kind of move it around in there and push it underneath. Every few minutes, move stuff around so everything gets equally hydrated. Next up is we're going to do the chicken, and I'm going to get some water out for that. The chicken hydrates very, very quickly, okay? So you really don't need to go too crazy with it. And I am using that big pan just for a lack of a pot to do it in out here. Just being quick with it today. Alright, so we're going to just toss this in here. Remember, this is going to be more of a hamburger consistency, a ground hamburger kind of thing. So we're just going to toss that in there a little bit. And again, I'm going to put more in there. I don't want to put my oxygen absorber in there, so we'll put that over to the side. There we go. And we're just going to toss this in here a little bit at a time. Remember, it's a single meal, so it doesn't need to be a ton of food. And I can tell you right away, that's already almost hydrated in some areas that have hit the water. So that's going to be really, really good. All right, last up, we're going to do the broccoli. Let me get that ready. I'm just going to do a little bit in that cup there, and when I get it out, I'll kind of crumble it up and mix it into everything. So we're going to dump some water in that one. And for those of you wondering, this little flask here, if you want to get these, I will put a link down below to her Facebook page. It's MJP Creations. You do have an email to contact her if you're not on Facebook, so you can do that too. She makes these things. They're really awesome. She made me one for my channel. Thought it was really cool. Just wanted to give her a shout out because way, way, way back in the day, she used to do a chat called Jammy Time, and we all used to hang out on it. And that's really how I got my start. People discovered my channel by me just hanging out and talking with them. So, just wanted to give her a shout out if you guys are interested in that. Let's get this bag open here. There we go. And we'll get some broccoli in that water. And then I will bring you back once everything is hydrated, and we'll start kind of cooking it, I guess. Everything is pre-cooked, but I guess you could say we're cooking it. I'm not going to use a ton of broccoli because we're going to be breaking it up, and I don't want to have too much left over. You want to soak that in. You want to push it in the water. Remember to do that. And remember also, too, to go back and kind of mix this stuff up a bit. You know, you don't want it to be all one side getting hydrated and the other not getting hydrated. Even with the chicken, too. So, let's let this stuff hydrate, and I will bring you back in a few minutes once it's ready to go. And we'll put our meal together, and I say cook it, but everything's pre-cooked. But we'll put it together and see how we like it. All right, just a little update. One of the things I like to do with all of the freeze-dried pasta is once it starts getting tender, I will boil it. Even though it's fully cooked, what I'm doing is making it hydrate a little bit quicker. And yeah, I'm sticking my finger in boiling water here. But you can feel it's starting to get a lot softer. Did the chicken. As you can tell, that's sort of like ground hamburger, but with chicken. And it is all hydrated and soft and ready to go, so we're going to be cooking that. I'm still waiting for this to finish, and I cut the heads off the top there to give you the broccoli flowerets. So what we're going to do is wait for that to finish up, and then I'm going to season it, get it all together with my Alfredo sauce and my usual spices and my Tic Tac containers. And I'm going to show you how to make yourself a decent meal while using freeze-dried food very, very easily, very simply. So let's give this a few minutes, and I'll bring you back. All right, so the tortellini is perfect. I'm going to let it run a little bit more on very, very low. I did have to add some water because as it absorbs the water level goes down. I got the chicken here. It's all ready to go. I'm going to season it a bit. I'm going to use some of this organic extra virgin olive oil that I got in packs here. That's very, very convenient for cooking. Just so, mainly so it doesn't stick to the pan. Did I not open it? No, I did. You ever do that? You're squeezing away and nothing's opening? So I'm going to do that mainly. This is a titanium pan, so I kind of like to make sure I get that on there. Plus it adds a little bit of the flavor to the food too, which I like. Let's get a little salt and pepper here. For those of you who do a lot of camping or want to possibly pack spices for your go gear or your bug out bags, it's an awesome way to pack them. You stick them in little Tic Tac containers. A little bit of minced onion. This is dehydrated onion. There we go. And I do like to season this food because it is plain. That's it. You know, this is just chicken. There's nothing fancy in it. That was a whole lot of garlic. We won't tell anybody. I like my garlic. All right, I'm going to turn on the other burner. Let's get that burner going over there. There we go. There we go. I'm trying to work so far away from the stove at an angle here. Once that heats up, and again, we're heating the food. We're not cooking it because it's already cooked. We're going to add our Alfredo sauce, which I can open here for you. Once that starts to brown up a little bit, we'll add the Alfredo sauce. We'll put in the broccoli, and we'll go from there. All right, so we got the chicken going really good here. I'm going to be putting in the Alfredo sauce in that in a second. I have the broccoli going over here with just a little bit of olive oil in it. I don't want to go too nuts with it. One of the cool things about doing this cooking out here is I get to use the utensils I've made, my little spatula and spoon. So we're going to just toss in some of that here, just for flavoring really. Okay. And then we're going to put the rest in the pasta. But I'm just going to mix that in, mix it all together. Once it's all done, I'm going to bring you back. So you've got the pasta going here. And another trick to keep pasta warm is when you strain it, just keep it in the water, above the water. The steam will come up and keep it warm. This is pretty much done. I'm just really heating this up a little bit. Because again, these are just freeze-dried. And as you can tell here, we're going to mix this up a little bit. Get it all together. And I'll bring you back with the finished dish and a little more info. Remember, folks, if you use my link for freeze-dried wholesalers, you do get to save 15% on your entire order. Not just one or two specialty items, everything you order. So he did have to raise his prices a little bit lately, within the last couple of weeks. So you will save a lot of money if you use my link. And it's kind of my little way of beating the inflation for you guys. So let me finish this up and get it all put together and show you what it looks like when we're done. All right, folks, there is the finished meal, and I have quite a bit left over in there. I just kind of wanted to make this look nice for everybody. That is the finished meal. Let's take a taste of that and see, because I haven't actually eaten this yet. See what we got here. That is awesome. So you can taste the broccoli in it, everything. That came out really, really good. I think next time I might just throw the broccoli in with it and make a little more, because now I have a bunch of stuff without broccoli. But all in all, that is a really easy to make, healthy, nutritious, good dish. And to have the ability to make that, say, 6 years from now during an emergency, pretty darn cool. And to not have it in the pack that somebody else packed for you that gives you maybe very high sodium or all sorts of preservatives, that's even better. So that's why I love freeze-dried wholesalers. It's open to whatever you can make. And I do these videos because I remember during the first, the pandemic hit and people cleaned out the stores, they got all this food home and said, oh, wait, I don't know how to cook. I've never cooked before. So this way you get some ideas, all right? For those of you maybe that don't do a lot of cooking, maybe you work, long hours, you go home, you grab something on the way home from a takeout place, and you don't cook all the time. This can give you a little bit of ideas here and there on how to do this stuff. I've worked in restaurants over the years, so even with foods I'm unfamiliar with, I can look at them and go, okay, let's put this and this and that'll taste good, and add that, and boom, I got a meal. But a lot of people don't think like that because we're raised in a generation that basically didn't do a lot of cooking at home. So this gives you an idea on how to make something good. I mean, as you can tell, that looks awesome. That's going to be a great thumbnail, I think. I'm going to stick that in there. And I thank you guys for watching. Now remember, his link down below. If you click it, you save 15%. Like I said before, I don't want people to miss out on that deal because right now money's tight, and if you want to get prepared for what's coming up, and I do feel that we're going to see food shortages eventually, be it the summer or the fall. There's just so much lining up in the global sphere of things that I think we're going to see some food shortages down the road. Definitely probably runs on things. You want to be able to sit back, relax, and look at your food at home and go, I'm set. I don't need to go to the store and fight over that last can of chicken or that last roll of paper towels or whatever. This is the way to do it, and it's a really cost-efficient way to do it. I love their food. Absolutely. I mean, when you look at the ingredients on this, ingredients, broccoli, that's it, nothing else. There's nothing funky in here. There's no preservatives, nothing like that. Let's take a look at the chicken, too. There we go. Boneless, skinless chicken breast with rib meat. That's it. Cage-free chickens, allowed to roam freely, vegan diet only, no animal byproducts, no antibiotics, all natural, no artificial ingredients. So, you really can't beat something like that. So, this is good food, very easy to make, very easy to put together. You do need to be patient when hydrating. A lot of people, when I first started doing videos for this, people would email me and say, hey, I tried that and it was still rock hard after 5 minutes. This isn't Mountain House entrees. You're going to need to put that in the water and let things hydrate for 5 or 10 or 20 minutes, It's not going to be stick it in the bag, seal it up, and wait 8 minutes, and boom, you have a meal. But it is definitely a handy way to keep your emergency food stored. And I even like the bags. The bags are really, really thick Mylar. Those of you that purchased it, you can leave comments below and tell people, yes, the bags are good. A lot of people were worried about the bags when I first started showing them. Oh, those will get holes in them. No, they won't. Trust me. Not unless you're poking them. So that's the video for today. Like I said, check the link down below. Save 15%. Don't forget to check out our Amazon affiliate store. If you like any of the gear that I use in my channel, aside from stuff I've made like that and that, or this, which I bought in Walmart, you can check out the gear down below. The stove here, I know people will ask me, is a thrift store $5 purchase or $8 purchase, I forget, that I cleaned up, repainted, did a little camo work on it. It's an old Coleman stove. You can check out below our My Patriot supply link. That's preparewithiridium.com, preparewithiridium.com. We have a deal there on a 3-month kit. You get $150 off, 3 months worth of food. Talk about stocking up fully quickly. That's the way to do it. You know, if you want to get a lot of food quickly for your money, that's the way to do it. And below that is our Thrive Life freeze-dried food store. Nothing to join there if you don't want to. You want to try out the food? You can try it out. If you'd like to save money, you can become a delivery customer or a consultant, but there's no pressure to do that. You just go there and order, see if you like the food. Anyway, folks, I thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you like the content, and don't forget to leave a thumbs up or a comment. It helps the algorithm out a whole lot. Stay safe and stay prepared.